body tells us. Because if you can feel the trauma in your body, you do know that it's not just stored in your mind, it's stored as a physiological pattern in your body, in your heart rate, your breath, your muscles, the gut, the nervous system. The symptoms that you feel that many trauma survivors live with, they're not random. They are the language of a system that has been carrying something for decades without without anywhere to put it down. Your body can't get rid of it. Everybody works with the brain, but they forget about the body. Every test can come back normal for you. Every doctor's test that you do, everything can, but everything still feels wrong because your dysregulated nervous system, it is damaged and it's doing exactly what it's designed to do, is to send signals to your brain and to you to say, hey, something is not right. Something is not right. Now, last week in my live, we looked at what we can do. And the answer isn't to force the body to calm down. It's not to think your way through peace. It's not to wait for the perfect day because those days don't come with trauma. You can't just wait until tomorrow when I'm feeling better. You can't just let me give this next therapist a try. Let me just read this book. Those days are just going to extend and extend. And you know what? Time is the most precious commodity that we have on earth. We cannot buy it. Every single day, it just goes and goes and goes, and we waste more of our life. But safety is not the absence of danger, it's the presence of regulation. And regulation is a skill through built repetition, one small deposit at a time. And to be in harmony with your body and your brain. That is simply how you recover from trauma. Small experiences that settle your nervous system, repeated often in a system that we use until the body finally knows that the world around it isn't the same world it's reacted to 50 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, yesterday. That we now live in a world that's different. That is key. And that cannot be achieved just with breath work. You cannot achieve that by just going and doing your breath work every day. It has to be a combination of sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, tools, exercises, a set process that you follow and don't get off the road. Stay on that road. Now, in the trauma recovery method, that is our first phase of our program. That's the release phase. This is where the body gets to put down what it's holding. It gets to process in the prefrontal cortex, the amygdala, the thalamus, the hippocampus. It gets to process what's happening, but in the same time, we work on the body. And this is where that conflict between you and your physiology needs to end, and where surviving and fighting, all of that has to stop, and you have to take stock. Now, if you've taken one thing from today's talk, is that the body isn't your enemy. It's the piece of you that keeps carrying the trauma alive while everything else is trying to cope around it. And it's been waiting for a long time. It's been giving you all these signals and you've kind of ignored it. Now, we've been having a conversation. If you've been listening to my lives or you've been following me online for a while now, this is the biggest conversation that we have with our body. We're in conflict with it all the time. But the truth is, your symptoms are not random. Your body's not broken. Every test comes back normal. You are running a survival response, and your body's being kind of quite faithful to you. It's just telling you that the threat is still real, that it hasn't recognized that it's actually over there. It's in the past, and it's really difficult to do this job and fix it by yourself. And it isn't one single tool, and that's so important to recognize. I hear so many people say, "Oh, I've done all of these things," and they end up doing a podcast, a book. They speak to friends. They see one therapist, who's trained in one methodology, and it's tapping or breath work. Those are excellent techniques if used alongside a huge toolkit to manage your trauma. So if you're serious about moving forward and you're serious about getting out of the stuck mode, getting out of the relationship damage that trauma's caused you. Trauma is a thief. It takes everything from us and then it expects us to pick up the pieces on our own. Well, you can't. Your body's been waiting. Now, give it an opportunity for it to come home, to really heal. If this resonates with you, message us. At the bottom of the link, there'll be the link to our masterclass. Book a call with us.